Hi everyone, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we will learn about sharing the view model in Compose multi-platform. So now Compose multi-platform after 1.6.10 version, it has official support for view models, right? So we don't need to use any kind of third-party library now for sharing the view model between platforms, right? So in this video we will discuss about that, how we can do that. So let's continue with that. First of all, we need to add few dependencies here. At the time I'm making this video, this support is currently experimental, right? So by the time you will be watching it, maybe it will become stable, but at the time I'm making this video, it's experimental, right? And then this one more library we need to add to use this, because whenever we will be using the view model scope inside the view model, so it requires main dispatcher. So that is not available by default in desktop platform, right? So we need to add this swing Kotlin X coroutine swing library for that, right? So let's continue with this. So earlier this UI, this was the part of the previous video. So in that video I explained how we can use the navigation in Compose multi-platform, right? Now that navigation is also the part of official library. We don't need any kind of third-party library for navigation, right? So you can check out that video as well. So now let's continue with this one. So first of all, let's add one class view model. You can see now view model is available in the common, right? And let's add one class for the state. So that will be including the data will be the list of users, and by default we can set all of them as null. Is loading boolean error, we can set error string as error message. Okay, so now let's add one. They are pretty similar to the way we are doing them in the Android side, right? So this is just users mutable state flow, and here we can use the again list UI state. Initially everything will be null, right? So then we can expose the public property here, right? That is underscore users dot as state flow, right? Then inside the init we can use the ViewModel scope dot launch. So here we can add delay as of now. That is the, we can assume this is the API delay, right? And here we can use dot value, we can update this value. So earlier we were directly using the list, this thing. Now we can add that here, right? List UI state and data will be items. Rest of the things will be similar. But before that we can do one more thing here. Before we start API, let's set it is loading true, right? And here is loading false, right? Okay, so this is the API simulation. Now let's go back to here. So here, as we do it in the Android side, so we can use the same way. So ideally we should do this using the dependency injection, but for the sake of this video I'm just directly creating the instance. So, and here what we can do is ViewModel dot users dot collect as state, right? And we can pass that here. Actually we need to change now it to the, we can directly pass the list UI state here, right? Okay, And now depending upon that state, okay, because we are collecting it as state. Okay, so now there is one more thing. So here what we can do is items dot value dot data dot first. Okay, and this one, so it may come as null, so but if we are sure it is not null, then we can use this. Otherwise we should not use this null assertion operator. This might cause null pointer exceptions. So but as of now we can use it because we know data will be coming here. While we will be navigating to this, at that time data will be available, right? That's why I'm using this operator. Ideally we should not use this operator. We should provide some other option like this, if not null, some other value, right? So this is it, and now let's apply some logic here. If state is list device state, if dot value dot is loading, so if is loading is true, then we can just show one loader here. These are pretty similar things the way we do in the Android side. Size, let's say maybe 30 dp, and alignment dot center. All right. Okay, so this is for this loader, and else we can just put the content here, and even we can apply some check as well. Dot value dot data is not equal to null. Okay, here we have already applied this check, so we can now put null, not null assertion operator here, right? So similarly, now this is done. Let's try to run it, if we are able to fetch data from the view model or not. In this part we can just call the API. Actually this is the delay is just for the API. We can create a repository and just call the API using indicator, right? It's done. Let's see it. Okay, so let's see it, if loader is showing or not. You can see loader is showing, but it is on the top. We can make that adjustment actually in the UI, because we need to make the box to take all the height. Okay, modifier dot fill max size. All right, you can see, yeah, this is fetching data from the view model, and this one is the navigation. So this is working fine for Android. Let's check it for iOS. Yeah, you can see first there was the loader, then this list, then this navigation, right? That is working fine. Let's stop it. Let's try to run it on desktop. Now you can see loaders and then this result, right? Yeah. Now the final one for web app. loader, and then this result, right? It's working pretty fine for all platforms. So that's all about this, guys. So I just wanted to share. Now we don't need any kind of if you're familiar with MVVM architecture in the Android side, you are using that. So then now you can use the similar things here in the compose multi-platform as well. You don't need like the Moco MVVM, you don't need the decompose, but if you like them, so you can prefer them using. So then you can use, if you like some of the features of them, like for decompose, that provides the like completely separating the business logic from the UI, so you can use them. But I would say like, yeah, if you are familiar with the MVVM architecture, so then you can prefer using this view model and navigation things from the official compose multi-platform, right? Then you don't need. And that's all about this. So if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and if you like the video, please like, share, comment. So I will see you in the upcoming video with another cool content. Till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding.